it is great. Look at this, a Citroen Meharis. Wow, that's a sporty looking dash. Can you imagine driving that all the way over from Switzerland? Fiat Panda. There it is. Wow. Not looking too majestic now. And this one is going to be a beauty when it's finished. Fairly 1980s. And isn't that lovely? Possibly even for sale, but looks really original paint on that one. Phenomenal Renault Juve 4, Peugeot 404 pickup. A little Tom car there. Isn't that just a beauty? Peugeot 403 seems to be sat very high up in the air. Was that an optional extra on these? Oh mon dieu. Is this ex-wartime Dodge? And this Dodge dates to 1928. We are in Barfleur. We spotted this glorious Triumph TR4A. Good morning folks and welcome to Old Classic Car. Today we are down at Poole Harbour at the quayside waiting for the Barfleur, the Brittany ferries, to depart. This particularly grey, overcast, soggy and very, very damp United Kingdom. And hopefully the weather over the other side of the channel will just be a little bit more agreeable. We're just going to spend a few days over there, just have a mini break. And if we see anything of interest that we think suits the channel, then you can be sure that I'll record it on this particular camera. And if you're seeing this intro clip, then that means we did indeed find something. Mrs. OCC is over there. My youthful assistant is mooching around looking useful as ever. Bonjour. Yes, he'll be practicing his franglais. Indeed. So this all looks very comfortable and appealing. Yeah, so hopefully we'll be able to get outside once we have left port, and hopefully the weather will improve a little bit. It certainly does pleur. It is pleur quite beaucoup.
Quite beaucoup.
El acceso al garaje está prohibido durante la travesía. En caso de emergencia.
Well, morning folks, and we have made it to our destination. This is a horse menage, an indoor menage over there. The horses themselves are just over there in the paddock, and there's an outdoor menage just over there. And this is an apartment adjoining, or built into the end of the main menage building. So it's quite a characterful place. You get a good view of the horses throughout the day, and we are here in the old trusty Honda. And we are off today, go and see what we can find, just go for a bit of a roam around and get a bit of the lie of the land here in sunny France. We find ourselves outside an antique centre, but my eye is drawn to this super little trailer down here. How nice is that? Look at those tyres, sprung tyres, and a fantastic original manufacturer's plaque on the back as well. Very exciting, made in Paris. The Triporteur a Poussette. Yeah, that's very, very cool. What do we spy over here? The little Renault 5, a little Renault 5, left-hand drive, looking very original. Looks like a sponge wouldn't go amiss. But yeah, great to see these slightly older cars parked up and still in regular use. Do you approve?
There's two blokes.
Yeah, wonder if the
30-year-old
there's no rear seats in this one, so it's clearly used for carrying straw. Well, the seat is there but folded. This is a Renault 5 Saga. I've never seen that limited edition. That must be a French only thing. This side is also a little bit mossy, a little bit mouldy, but I'm sure it'll soldier on for many, many more years. Fantastic. Love to see these little old cars still in use. My youthful assistant is straight in there inspecting the equally grimy Citroen AX, which is just round the corner from the little Renault 5. How neat is that? Don't see too many of these back home in Blighty, but over here I'm sure there's still loads of them doing sterling duty. Where can I get one of these signs from? It's all very agreeable. George and Lewis get everywhere. In so many of the shop windows in this little town there are little displays relating to D-Day, which of course was 80 years ago. This is where we are. We are in Saint-Sauveur-le-Vicomte, one of many, many little towns that bore the brunt of so much action in the Second World War. Just walking up this quiet road, we spot this garage. How fantastic is that? Doesn't look like it's in use anymore, but I think we're going to have a much closer look. Look at that fantastic old sign painted onto the wall, Citroen Agency. That is great. Yeah, it's quite hard to see through, but there are actually some 2CVs and a little van in there as well. I think it's still a working garage, although it isn't open today.
We're a Cadian and they're sort of like oily brown, beigey.
I love these windows here, making the curve out of flat panes of glass.
That's a cool garage.
Oh, what a fabulous old place. Even the fire hydrants have got a bit of style about them as well. Very nice. It's a little corrugated tin garage down there, but I don't think we'll find out what's in there. I'm not even sure if this is private or not, but it's just a lovely little alleyway.
Odds on there's a traction of all.
Yeah, there's probably a traction of all, or a 4CV perhaps. Fantastic. I'm guessing it used to be like a little water thingy here. Honda at rest over there. I don't think sponge or polish sales are particularly great in this area. Look at this great old Renault Traffic.
Great old Renault Traffic.
The youthful assistant seems particularly keen on these old first generation Twingos. I suppose they are quite cute little cars. I don't think these were ever sold. It might be your second car, I guess. I don't think these were ever sold in the UK, so you'd have to come over here and drive one home probably. But yeah, very neat looking little cars. We're outside Eclectic Motos, and it looks like there's some interesting motorcycles in here. If two-wheelers are your thing, well, we have a huge four-cylinder Kawasaki just there. Something very sporty looking with a BMW Boxer engine in it. I'm not sure if we can see that. Well, apologies for the reflections. There's a big BMW road bike at the back there. Yeah, very interesting. A Kawasaki Z650, another four-cylinder bike. A Laverda, the Italian Laverda. That's a 650. And another BMW at the end here. What's this little monkey bike here? Any make on that one? A Sky Team. But yeah, that Laverda's pretty cool. Little Lancia here. I'm not even sure if they sell Lancias back in the UK anymore. A much missed mark. More Twingo action over here. I can imagine someone wanting to rescue this. A very, very faded green Renault Twingo. Oh, very, very cool, but I'm being advised that we need to go and have a look behind these bushes just here. A Hyundai Tri-Jet, a 7 Series BMW and E38. Let's go and have a nosy round. Oh, Renault 5 again. Look at the state of this. This is what we spend our holidays doing, folks. Looking out these little gems. Now we're doing YouTube, we film them so that everyone can enjoy these phenomenal little finds. Yeah, superb.
Traction_vids on Instagram. Honestly.
Oh, look at all this. Plenty of undergrowth. Comes with this little Renault 5 tucked away here, not visible from the road. So just think of all the people driving past who don't know that this lovely little Renault is hiding away. It doesn't actually look too bad. There's no real rot on it. Again, it's one of these Saga special editions. Nice little sticker, I like that. Apart from a little bit of door mirror issues here and there, but actually there's very little rust on this old girl. Yeah, Mrs. OCC loves it when we go on holiday. She gets to see all these glamorous finds. Look at the moss growing down there. If you've not seen the video we did last year when we visited Somerset and parts of Devon, check that one out, because we found an old Rover hatchback in similar condition to this. But yeah, what a beauty this is. I think we'll have to take some photos before we disappear. Again, very, very little rust. They often rust out on these rear quarters. Apart from a little bit on the top of the door just there. I bet you it's not too bad. Maybe the underside will be a different story. And where's it? Is it the fuel filler cap area? They often rot out around here, but look at that. There's just no rust there at all. And they always rot out around here. That's incredible. If you give that a wash, I'm sure that would actually come up pretty well. Even the underside, from what we can see of it, the sills and so on, don't look too bad at all. What a little gem that could be. The E38 7 Series doesn't look like it's moved in a little while either. The Citroen Zara's seen a bit of action. Yeah, that's not looking too pretty, and again, plenty of undergrowth appearing on it. Got a recovery truck here, Citroen C3. Harley's found a little 205 XLD, the diesel. Again, very little, if any, rust on it. Yeah. What gems you can find when lurking or looking around the back of an old garage just next to a main road here in sunny France. These are slightly later, so a bit less interesting, but I'm sure if we came back here in a few years they'd probably still be here. Yeah. Now behind this glass window it would appear that there is some sort of retro garage. There are some old signs. If we can just zoom in through there, hopefully those are focusing okay.
That was lovely.
We've got Special Sport, is it petrol or something?
Yeah.
And then you've got
Renault
Renault Oils, Wheel Renault alongside. Ah, cool like that. Well spotted, Hal. Yeah, some kind of sort of architectural salvage shop. This particular place, furniture, all that kind of thing. Oh, interesting spot. The old Kismet baby is enjoying a continental road trip. Don't suppose this one's ever left the UK shores before. But we have got a few tools packed in the back of the old Honda Accord. And I thought we need to take a foot pump. So what's the most compact, best working foot pump we've got? And it's this old beauty here, probably from the 1930s, I would have thought.
Did that come in the manufacturer toolkit?
I didn't have it in the manufacturer's toolkit, no. Yeah, but yeah, what a little beauty that is. Proper little Bobby Dazzler. It's a plucky little Fiesta soldiering on here, gamely providing its owner with low-cost transportation. Presumably it has been doing for many, many years, and looks like it should carry on for quite a few more. Display over here is part of one of the Boeing B-17s, the flying fortresses that came down over here. This looks like it's part of the rear tail. Yeah, they even show which part it is there. Oh, look at that. Well, we've pulled over again because we spotted old cars. Another garage. It also appears to be closed. I did go and knock to see if we could get the okay to take some photos, but there's no one around. Look at this, a Citroen Meharis based on the Citroen 2CV. I used to have a plastic pedal car, one of these, until only a year or so back. It wasn't really my favourite, made from a very cheap plastic, so I ended up selling it to someone who is a Meharis enthusiast. You don't see too many of these back in the UK, made from very thin metal, so it won't last very long in our climate. This one looks like it's been restored, and it's in great condition. Pretty wacky looking car. You can see how the 2CV gear lever pops out from within the dashboard, same with the handbrake. Yeah, that's pretty groovy, but even more groovy is this Simca Coupe. Look at that, looks like it's mid-restoration. Got some pretty swanky looking alloy wheels, at least on the front. There's a very, very nice alloy wheel, a Delta, made in Italy. Never seen those before. Yeah. Looks like, yeah, it's definitely a work in progress, this one. But yeah, very cool car. My youthful assistant approves of this one. Let's have a quick peer in through here. Wow, that's a sporty looking dash, isn't it? Very, very nice, very cool shape as well. I like the shape of that a lot. Rear engined, so of course we approve of that. Just about see the original registration number on the back panel. Looks like the engine's all been done, so hopefully this one will be back on the road before long. Yeah, very, very nice. Amazing what you can see if you just keep your eyes open while you're driving around northern France. We find ourselves now being drawn to accident repair garages. Look at this little, well, I say one, looks like a pair, I think, of Peugeot 104s. This one, it's not entirely clear what it is. I'm guessing that's what it is. Maybe it's been used as a donor. Looks like it's missing part of its side. Well, yeah, how cool is that? You never see these back home either. Sold my Peugeot garage up in Cherbourg, not a million miles from here. How neat is that? And that's missing the whole side, isn't it? Yeah, clearly spares donor, this one. Things you do when you go on holiday, eh? Well, actually, this one doesn't look too bad. This would do you, wouldn't it? This would do you, sir. Yeah, I mean, even, you know, there's a little bit of tin worm here and there, but, you know, nothing that can't be fixed. What a place. So what did you do when you went on holiday? Well, we went looking at old rusty cars around the back of accident repair garages, didn't you? Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, this one's clearly seen better days. You can just about see the 104 badge on the dash. So yeah, still a few usable bits on this one. Well, it's probably not going back on the road again. Yeah, very neat. Yeah, great. But yeah, I love the look of these. Very simple, very stylish little 5-door hatch. It's just a great little car. I love the badges as well. So neat and simple. Oh, look over here, Peugeot 205s. These ones look in somewhat better condition than the little 104s we were just looking at. But maybe, well, Is there a future for them, or are they also just going to sit here now for year upon year and gradually disappear into the undergrowth? Who knows? But yeah, very, very nice little pair here. Look to be in really good condition. Oh, fantastic. C'est fantastique. But yeah, these are just great. Yeah, even these Saxos appear at some of the shows we go to now. Just on the other side of the road, next to the little fire hydrant, is a tractor. We've just pulled into a roadside antique shop. Look at this great little horse-drawn cart. I do like these wheels. What are they off? Are they specific to trailers? Nice handbrake arrangement on it. Yeah, I like that. Spare wheel under the back. That's quite a bonny machine. So many interesting things to look at when you're just driving around, minding your own business. And even some very fetching reflectors. I can imagine a little trailer on the back of the 4CV with wheels like that would be quite attractive. It's got transverse leaf suspension as well. Very nice. Poor old Honda's getting a lot of emergency U-turns as we spot these things as we're just driving around, so a lot of turning around in people's farmyards, but it seems to be well up to the task. Many old bicycles. If you've been watching Harley's channel, you'll know he's got a bit of a thing for old bicycles at the moment. No?
That doesn't look like it'll take much resurrecting.
Well, it needs a new chain on it, doesn't it? Yeah, it's all doable, isn't it? Nice saddle. It is a ladies one, yeah, hoop frame.
Cyrus.
Oh, it is the ladies machine, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Nice old shop display cabinet here. Perfect for the model car enthusiast. Can't see any 4CVs though. What do we have over here? An Air France 707 for the princely sum of €15. Do we bring this back with us? That is the question. Boeing 707. Made exclusively for Air France by Bicester, a very famous toy maker. Clearly it's seen a little bit of a life, but you know, maybe we should offer it a home, hang it up in the garage maybe. Yeah, I think we'll take that one back, even if just a souvenir of our little trip over to France.
As soon as you turn the camera on, I knew it was sold.
All these pondering old tins. There's a 707 there waiting for us. I'm not entirely sure what these tins are for, but I think one of them's going to be coming back with us regardless. Again, €15. There's a nice little Coltex motor oil can there as well. Harley's got one of those. There's a little oil can up there as well. Very nice. Quite unusual sort of castellated top on it. No markings on it, I don't think. Bit oily. Bit interesting. So what do you reckon, Harm? Does it actually matter what they're for, if they just look nice?
They do look nice.
They do look nice, don't they? You just have to decide if you want a slightly more aged looking one. You've got to think, if it's on your shelf in Ned the Shed, or Fred the Shed rather, which one would you rather have? This one's got a bit of sort of cement dust on it, which you might have to scrape off.
That'd always look though, wouldn't it, to be like that?
Yeah, but the colours are clearer on that one than that one. It's a much better. The one on the right is much better condition, and if you scrape off the dirt on the top, they've both got the same caps on, so I would go for the one on the right myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that then.
Gonna languish there for another 20 years.
Yes, we'll probably buy it when we come back again. There we go, perfect. Parfait. So there we go, one Air France 707 rescued in the French Brocante or Antique Centre.
Mint.
Parfait. Apparently this is an oil can
I'll have to search it up. But
Yeah, you'll have to do a bit of research on that one. But apparently this is a French oil can, so yeah, that'll look perfect in.
And his grandfather had a 4CV.
And the gentleman in there, his granddad had a Renault 4CV. We've just been talking about old cars, so yeah, great finds. It will clean up. Coming into land. Now we are in Valognes. What's the red vehicle over there? Is it an early Jeep? I think it probably is. Oh, a Citroen BX. Well spotted.
It was bright red.
It was bright red, you're right. Right, let's go and have a look at this Jeep. Swiss registered, I think. Yeah, how cool is that? That's a rare old girl, that is. Look at that. Oh, the Vaughan blinker. That must be quite unusual now. That is pretty groovy. Imagine driving that all the way over from Switzerland. That is a very cool car. It's in immaculate condition as well. Interestingly, it's got something about firefighters on the side. I wonder if that explains the red colouring. Those are classed as quadricycles here in France.
Twin cylinders.
The old Land Cruiser. Yeah, I need one of these no parking here signs. As we were driving in, we spotted this garage, and in the window, a magnificent example of the Citroen 2CV.
79.
We're always going to see at least one of these here this week.
37,000 kilometres.
Yeah, very nice too. 14,000 euros. Looks like a very clean example of the breed.
Good colours.
Yeah. Well folks, it looks like we visited on the wrong week, because on the 24th of August there's a Velo Solex 5 hours endurance race. And if you don't know what a Velo Solex is, 180 cyclists, that is the Velo Solex, the little engine assisted cycle.
That's a racing those for 5 hours.
Wow. Oh, I'd love to have seen that. 180 of them going through the towns from 9:30 in the morning. That's great. Why didn't I know about this before I did all the bookings? And behind the sign for the Velo Solex endurance event, we spot a left-hand drive Fiat Panda. Looking a little bit faded, but well, that's how we like him here at OCC. Is it still in use? Maybe. It's a bit hard to tell sometimes, but that'd do you, wouldn't it? Yeah, nice little Fiat Panda. I clean up really nicely, I bet. Just a little bit of tin worm at the bottom corner of the door, but other than that, it looks pretty nice. Yeah, it wouldn't take much to get that going again, would it? Another tempting sign. We just saw it reversing up into a driveway just up this alleyway. Let's see if we can find it. Avoid the bicyclist. Mrs. OCC is revelling in the hunt of this Citroen Ami. My youthful assistant is also recording a little video for his channel. There it is. Wow. And here is that Citroen Ami 8 that we saw driving along. What a treat to actually see it. We've just been having an interesting chat with the owner, and a bit of franglais, a bit of English, a bit of French mixed up. Showed him some pictures of the Renault 4CV, but what a beauty this is. This is just fantastic to see this in regular use. This is exactly what I was hoping to see. A stunning little Citroen Ami 8, the little brake, the little estate car. What a treat that is. Harley's also recording a clip for his channel, and now we're going to have a look inside this wonderful shed. What a fantastic garage. Oh, it's just like at home. All the signs, les plaques, deux chevaux, restauration, c'est...
Elle est peinte d'hier, enfin, je l'ai récupérée hier.
Right, okay. Wow, new paint, all repainted, many parts. Ami aussi?
Oui, Ami 6.
Ami 6, the brake.
Berlin.
Berlin. Oh, avec le wind arrière. Yes. So under here we've got an Ami 6, and this is the one that has the incredible rear window, bit like a Ford Anglia. Let's have a look there. There we go. There it is. Wow, I love the Ami 6. They are just crazy looking car.
I don't have la carte grise chez nous.
Right, okay.
I don't know, but
60.
Après 61, c'est dernier
After
modèle.
61, après
Ouais.
61.
C'est pas les premiers modèles.
I see. Wow, let's just have a quick. Oh, must have a quick look. Thank you so much. Merci. Oh, look at that. Wow, exciting times. Oh, what a treat. Oh, I love the Ami 6. Incroyable.
Les bidons.
Oh,
Les bidons.
Harley's a big fan of all these tins. What a great garage here in sunny France. What a treat to be able to see these fantastic cars. There is a 2CV in the sky on CL. Wow, a beautiful building as well. What a lovely roof. But yeah, what a treat to see these classic French cars today. I really wasn't expecting to see all this. But yeah, it's oil cans, oil tins, everywhere you look. And we like this, we approve of all this. Magnifique. Lots of rally attendances. Yeah, not old, just classic. Well, wasn't that fantastic? Thanks so much to Alex for showing us around his incredible garage, his Citroen 2CVs, and those wonderful Citroen Amis, those Citroen Ami 6 and the 8. What fantastic, unusual cars they are. Oh, look at this here. I wonder what used to live in here. More old garages here. What could they be hiding, I wonder? But yeah, you really have to keep your eyes peeled because you just don't know what you're going to see. We saw a couple of wartime Jeeps driving along and managed to get a clip of just the second one. But yeah, everywhere you go, you just keep stumbling across wonderful old things. Alex has given him an old tin. We were talking, or they were rather talking about old tins. And what's that, Antar? He's just given him a tin. How lovely is that?
That's very nice. Yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, that's always going to have a great memory to it now, isn't it?
Yeah.
What a great story that'll be.
Merci beaucoup, Alex.
Alex, yes. Yeah, well, isn't that very kind of him?
It is.
Lovely.
Much appreciated.
Old car fans are the same the world over. Well. Renault 25. Pretty sure that garage has got a few years behind it as well. Another lovely old building, but what do we see on the photo up there from the 1950s? I spy Renault 4CV. He's rocking the French youth look here, clutching his baguette. No one's getting that off him. Indeed, yeah. Is it tasty? Looks pretty impressive.
I should do like that to stop you eating.
You should, yes.
Il y a un canard.
A canard.
Dog.
Indeed. So I thought that'll look nice in the Renault. Maybe. Ooh, I see a Honda Prelude over here. Seems to be getting quite a lot of attention. Got a feeling this is one of the versions with the four-wheel steering, where the rear wheels steer just a little bit. Yeah, 4WS it says on the badge on the back. These are actually quite rare now. Apologies for featuring some slightly later cars than usual, but when they're unusual we just have to feature them here on the channel. But you can just about see a little bit of turn on the back wheel there. Well, yeah, it's quite unusual, and it's got the pop-ups. We like a bit of pop-ups. Yeah. Rare sight in Valognes today. Ooh, 205. God.
Why does it look like an NSX?
Mrs. OCC has found a use for the box. Oh, there we go. The air front 707 is safe. We're going to head back to the house now. It's been an interesting day of roaming around, and what else will we find this week here in northern France? Today we are in that reclamation shop, and there are those fantastic signs that Harley spotted. This used to be a Renault garage, even going back to the 1930s. Apparently there are some Renault parts up in the loft up there. And here is another Renault garage that used to exist, at least until the Second World War. Bay window VW on tour. Today we are at Paul's Classic Cars, and look at this magnificent old food van. An old Fordson 7V, I think. Or was it an E88W? Yeah, it's a Fordson 7V. I'm sure I saw a vehicle just like this at Bicester Heritage a few years ago. It could even be this vehicle. There can't be too many of these around that have been converted into food vans. But isn't that just wonderful? Badged up as a Fordson and a Thames.
What engine is this?
It could be diesel, or it could have a side valve, the flathead V8 in it. Wow, isn't that just really something? What a characterful old van that is. But yeah, I remember seeing something very similar to this at Bicester. Whether it was this or not, I'm not sure, but this is right-hand drive, so it could well be that. But what a fantastic looking vehicle. There's an Avion over here. Well folks, we are now at Paul's Classic Cars. This is a huge classic car emporium in Créance in northern France, and what a spectacular place this is. Thanks to Alex for tipping us off about this. Alex with the Citroen Ami, and what an incredible place this is. Apparently 80% of the cars sold here come from California, nice dry state cars all the way from America, and of course they have the benefit of also being left-hand drive as well. Harley's doing a bit of recording over the back there as well. But yeah, there's usually around 200 cars are in stock, many of them of British origin, and they sell around 300 cars in a year. So this is a huge, thriving classic car business, and what a fantastic place it is. Thanks so much for letting us come in here and have a walk around and admire the incredible classic cars that are here. Look at this, we've got an Austin Healey Sprite over here, left-hand drive, like all the cars here, in absolutely beautiful condition. We've got Lotus or Caterham 7s over the back there. The Austin Healey Sprite Mark 1, the Frog Eye Sprite, again left-hand drive. What a little belter that is. We've got plenty of MGs. I can see midgets, MGB Roadster, there's an MGA over there. Let's just have a little look around here. Not just British cars, but British cars are very popular across France apparently. We've got a Triumph TR3A. There's the MGA Roadster just there. MGBs, a couple more there. Green MGA. And this bright yellow car is a Marcos. Is that a Manchula? It could be. Another left-hand drive. So many of these British cars are here. So well-travelled cars as well. I mean, presumably a lot of these were shipped over to the States when they were new. And now they've come over here. We've got permission. We've been given permission to climb over the ropes and have a closer look, which is great, so thank you so much for that. Here's the little Marcos, very low slung car. If you know your Triumphs, you'll recognise that bonnet catch there as a Triumph Herald or Spitfire, hence the M for Michelotti, who designed the Herald and the Spitfire way back in the early 1960s. Got a Ford Mustang here representing America. There we go, Paul's Classic Cars, that's where we are. Again, a big thanks for letting us come in here and crawl around this fantastic array of classic cars. What an incredible place. Some fantastic memorabilia. We'll have a bit of a look at those signs afterwards. But yeah, everyone has been so welcoming on this trip to France. Everyone we've spoken to with an interest in classic cars has been so welcoming and inviting and friendly to us. So let's carry on over here. What do we have here? This rings a bell. This is a Cougar. This is a kit car based on Jaguar running gear. It must be a big, presumably an XK engine under that bonnet. There we go, Jaguar, that's off a Series 1 XJ or an E-Type. And here we have an Opel GT. These are quite cool looking cars, I do like these. Where they sort of pop around, they're not pop-ups, they sort of rotate, the whole headlamp bucket rotates. These are all left-hand drive, these were never sold in the UK. Yeah, what a swoopy looking car, this is an incredible looking car, these little Opels. Very nice, very rakish interior. We do like that a lot. This Cougar looks like a bit of a giggle as well. You can see all the Jaguar instrumentation, a very familiar rev counter and the speedometer. All Jaguar switchgear, the old Lucas little toggle switches there. Now you can see the big XK engine just under these huge bonnet louvers. We've got an MGTD, left-hand drive again. Of course, cars of this era, the 1950s, most of the cars that were built in the UK, I think, certainly the sports cars, ended up in America. That's how so many of them ended up over there. And now, how many have ended up over here? So we've got an MG8, a twin cam. Oof, look at that. You can tell the wheels, these knock-on wheels are unique to the twin cam MGAs. But this is a rare girl, this is. Very, very nice. Most of the MGAs you see have got the 1500 or the 1600cc B series engine, but this has the twin cam unit, and they didn't make too many of these. I don't think back in the day they were all that reliable. Oh, look at that, I've never seen one of those before. The British Motor Corporation radio, the in-car wireless no less. Wow, that is a rare sight actually, you don't see these even back home. And over here behind the MGA twin cam, we've got a Triumph TR4, left-hand drive TR4. This was the replacement for the TR3A, very different looking car. Now this one's got a full hardtop on it. More often than not, back home, you see the soft top, the folding roof, or the Surrey roof, which has like a lift out panel in the middle here. Is this metal or is it? I think this is. So that's a fiberglass roof, that is. I've never seen that before. I mean, it does look, I don't think it is factory, but it certainly looks good enough to be factory. Because that was one of the things with MGBs. They had fiberglass roofs as well. The hardtop was always fiberglass on the MGB. But yeah, that's a nice. I've not seen that roof before. I wonder who made that. Maybe some company in America. I'll just nip through here. We've got a Cobra replica looking pretty purposeful over here, based on the old AC, the 289s, and then the 427, which was the bigger car, which is what this is replicating. Huge set of wheels, the Hallibrands on the back. The B there. We've got a Panther. I think there's a Panther Callista. So you might recognise that scuttle on the door as being MG Midget, but the rest of it is fiberglass. And I think these had, well, they're 2.8 litre. I've got a feeling. I've got another American spec car here, the MG. Different backlight arrangements, you'll note, compared to the UK market cars. The MGB that we used to have, the old factory development car, had, as well as these extra marker lamps, it also had the rear light clusters where the lights were in a different order. I think on the British cars, the amber indicator is up here and the stop tail is there. Right, let's carry on down here. Got a TR4A, I believe. MGTF. Glorious Ford Mustang over here. Another 427 Cobra replica. They would be perfect. The roads around here are so straight and in such good condition. Any of these big engined open top cars would just be fantastic. Got some lovely old signs for old Monaco races as well, the posters rather. And another Panther left-hand drive. 2 left-hand drive Panthers. Whoever thought? I assume they only ever sold those back home in the UK, unless they've been converted. Another Cobra over here. That's a GT350, this one. The Mustang over here, that's a bit special. So let's carefully nip through here. What a place. What a phenomenal place. A Lotus Elise. Very nice to see one of those. Norfolk's finest. Nice TR over the back. Got a VW buggy. What's this? MGB GT over here. Looks like it sees a bit of competitive action. Wow. Hello, madam. Yeah, fantastic. And that is just that side of this hall. There is another hall, apparently, with loads of cars in as well. We've got a Mercedes-Benz 190 over here. Glorious. On the left-hand drive. Is this a 911 or is it the 912? I'm not quite sure. We'll go with 911 for now. We'll have a look around the back and that'll tell us for sure. Let's carry on our little walk around. Now, here's an MGA in a very unusual kind of salmon kind of colour. I don't think I've ever seen that colour on a car in the UK. Maybe they didn't sell many, or maybe this was an export only colour. If you know your MGAs, maybe let me know in the comments. That would be much appreciated. It's always great to read your comments on these videos. And now we have a Mercedes-Benz SL, one of the R107 series SLs, complete with hardtop. Hopefully this is coming out okay. We are indoors. Sometimes the camera doesn't always work brilliantly indoors, but we'll do our best. Yes, it's an early 911, this one. So 6-cylinder air-cooled engine. The 190 SL here, lovely. We've got a 911 Targa. Cobra replica here. And there's an XJ Coupe. Let's go and have a look at that. Can we get around there? Might have to go in and out a little bit. We'll go past the Mustang over here. There we go, down here past the B. We've got a B Roadster, an MGB GT alongside that. There's a 911 Targa. Very swish. I do like the interior of the old 911s. Very cool indeed. Now where are we? Here we go, XJ Coupe. The 2-door coupe based on the short wheelbase XJ platform, the Series 2. Yeah. Yeah, pretty cool car. This is like a green metallic colour. Has it got the right? Yeah, it's got the Series 2 grille on it. We saw one of these recently at a show near us, or a meeting rather. But it had a Series 3 grille, but this is correct. And it's on wire wheels as well. Automatic box, so the 3-speed Borg Warner gearbox in that one. But yeah, really impressive. So we've got a good collection of American cars here. The Ford Mustangs, plenty of those. Quite a few Cobra replicas. So clearly they are popular. What's this? Is this an Excalibur? Kind of a... I'm not quite sure what you'd class that as. A sort of a homage to the 30s SSK Mercedes, I suppose. Another B over here in a very vibrant orangey red shade. Very nice. And look at this TR and some pretty hefty looking wheel and tyre combo on this one. But I do like the look of that little TR4, the 4-cylinder car. A Corvette alongside this Mustang. So yeah, the old muscle cars are very popular in this area. The T-Bird, a black Thunderbird, that is very nice. Apologies if my shoes are squeaking. But yeah, the old Ford Thunderbird, very, very tasty looking car indeed. And it's got the Continental kit with a spare wheel on the back. You've got this extension here, and the spare wheel sat on the back of the trunk, or boot lid, as we would say back home. Fiberglass body. What a great place. So glad we found this place. Thanks to Alex for the tip off about this. We've got an Austin Healey, the big Healey. It's got a big BMC straight 6 engine in this one. This is a fairly late one with the wind up windows. Earlier cars, the sort of the body and the doors are wrapped around over the top and you had clip-in side screens, but this is a slightly later one. Is it a Mark III? I suspect Mark II, this one. Yeah, lovely looking car. Another Austin Healey alongside that. Slightly earlier lamps on this one. There's also a Mark II. Yeah, quite a real great assortment of mainly British and American cars here. Although we do have a Ferrari Testarossa just representing Italy over here. The big 12-cylinder engine hung out the back here. What a huge car that is. Yeah, the Testarossa, the redhead. And there's a bit of a rarity all the way from back home. The Sunbeam Alpine Le Mans, the Harrington Le Mans with a fastback roof. Occasionally we see these at some of the events we get to back home. I do love the moulding and the legend on the side. Very nice. It's got the quick removal bonnet pins on this one. The left-hand drive, interestingly. It's got a Hurst shifter in it, 5-speed gearbox according to the gear knob. So it's had a few modifications, this one. Yeah, Sunbeam Harrington Le Mans. Very cool car, of course based on the Sunbeam Alpine. What a beauty that is. And behind that, another example of the Mercedes-Benz SL. And what do we have here? A Triumph Stag, the 3-litre V8 Triumph Stag. Again, left-hand drive. Perfect for the local market. But yeah, what a fantastic place. An old triangle pedal car on the wall there. In case you're wondering where Mrs. OCC is, she's decided to go and sit in the car just out there. I think this is probably a little bit too much even for her, so I think she'd rather sit down and have a coffee and have a read of the book that she always brings with us whenever we go out on a mission, just in case we find somewhere like this and she needs a distraction from the many, many cars that we are interested in, and she is interested in, but maybe not quite as much as we are. What a fantastic place. And I just want to go down here actually, because there's one car I really wanted to have a close look at, because we've seen lots and lots of these British cars and American cars, and there's a glorious Alfa Romeo. Isn't that just beautiful? Little Julia, I think this is. Let's have a look, see if it gives us any clues on the tail. Yeah, I think that's what we're looking at there. Just a beauty that is. But going back to the pre-war years, look at this Donnet Zedel. This is a French car. And it's nice to see something pre-war here as well. There we go. Société Française des Automobiles. That's a rare old girl, that is. How neat is that? Very neat little body on it. Sporting little two-seater. With the passenger, the co-pilot, sitting just a little bit further back compared to the driver. A lovely machine-turned dashboard, very similar to that you normally see on a Bugatti as well. But yeah, what a beauty that is. What a treat to see. So many fantastic cars all in one place. Series 1 XJ. And this is the workshop area where all the magic happens in the preparation for the cars that end up going on sale. Just behind those windows over there, we've got a 911 Carrera up in the air. MG up there, much modified. MGA Roadster here, La Carrera Panamericana. This one has clearly been everywhere. And then we've got the front and rear body pieces of a Ford GT40, no less. Two classic Jaguars here. We've got the E-Type, fixed head over there. And look at this, a D-Type replica, no less. Wow. Big XK engine under the bonnet of that one. Yeah, there's the big twin cam, straight six, triple carburetors, as all the E-Types had, I think. But yeah, beautiful interior under the bonnet, fantastic. This was from California again, yes, yeah. That's why they survive, isn't it? The weather. So much better.
This one has been fully restored a few years ago.
Has already. It? Oh, I see. Right. Look at this mighty Daimler. Wow, majestic. Not looking too majestic now, but yeah, what a great old girl this is. I'm assuming this isn't for sale. It's just at rest, living out its retirement in the sun here in northern France. Fantastic. Interesting. Left-hand drive. Got the French sticker on the back as well. Wonder how many of these were shipped here back in the day.
The car to check.
Oh, see. So this is where all the cars are photographed that go on sale in the main showroom. It's got a turntable here as well, so you can spin the car around. Well, that's handy, isn't it? Wow. Very handy, very useful. Well, folks, we are now in the second hall. Apparently, some of these cars you can actually pay to have them provided to you with all the backup, and if you want to go off to some of the big events like at Le Mans, that kind of thing, and the Spa Classic. But yeah, what fantastic cars. We've got a Triumph TR3A next to this race prepared Austin Healey, and the big Healey. There is a supercharged MG in the corner over here. There's a C-Type replica over there, but look at this glorious supercharged MG. What a cracker that is. Now this is right-hand drive. So maybe one of you watching this remembers this car when it was in the UK. I don't know when it came here. But what a fantastic car. What a great place. I could live here. I would happily live here. Got an Alfa Romeo Spider. It's amazing how the gear lever pops out almost from the centre of the dashboard. So we'll go down the left hand side and then work our way back up here. Let's carry on here. Cobra replicas. We've got a Mustang over there, another Thunderbird, the Frog Eye Sprite, the Austin Healey Sprite Mark 1. Got a Chevy 3100 step side pickup here. It's got a split screen. So what's this, about 53, 1952. Possibly a little bit earlier. This is quite desirable because it's got the 5-window cab. If we can just sneak down here past the Thunderbird, you can see the little extra rear corner windows in the back of the cab. And these are quite desirable in the world of Chevrolet pickups. These extra corner windows. Not all the 100 half-ton trucks had those, so that is particularly nice. The original dash as well. It's not been modified, not been hot rodded or cut about. So that's a good thing. We like that. So many cars. Porsche here. These Mercedes SL, the R107 series, are very popular. This one's got the more it's got the American lamps, but the European bumpers, I think. But this one has the safety bumpers that were mandated in America, or at least parts of America, possibly California. The red example alongside it also has those big chunky safety bumpers. More magnificent MGBs along here. Look at them all. I think we were told they sell around about 100 MGBs every year, so these are so popular. Some of these are waiting preparation. Look at, I don't think I've ever seen so many MGBs together in one place, but it's great that there are so many people out there wanting to buy these cars, as well as these SL Mercedes, lots of Mustangs. Yeah, it's just heaven. MGB GT here. Nice to see one of the fixed roof coupes. Can we get through here? So we've seen a few Triumph TRs. Now Harley's just calling me. Sorry? Oh. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest. It rings a bell, but I can't remember what it is. Yeah, no worries. Glad to help. No, I'm sorry about that. XJS. We've seen a few XJSs. There are some outside. But yeah, loads of Bs. If you like your MGBs, or if you want to buy an MGB and you're living in northern France, or in fact anywhere, you could do a lot worse than come here. Look at that Merc over in the corner. I do like those. The two-door coupes with the stacked lamps. That is just wonderful. There's a mighty Stingray, complete with the original Corvette radio. We like that. That's pretty neat. I'm amazed how many left-hand drive Panthers there are. I never realised. There must have been quite a few of those went abroad. That's really interesting. You learn something new every day. This XJS is a V12. All the way from California. So hopefully no rust. We've got a few 7s over here. Another Thunderbird over there. And here. What was that car that Harley was asking me about? And that's a pretty wild looking car. I think it's meant to evoke the kind of the shape of the old 250 GTO, something like that. But yeah, this is sort of a homage to that car. Well, we haven't actually seen any Triumph Spitfires or GT6s in here. We did follow a Spitfire on the road as we're approaching Crayons, which is where we are today. But look, here we've got a TR6, the first TR6 that we've seen today. We've seen a few TR4s and 4As, but that's the first of the 2.5 litre straight 6 TR6s. They're good old Morgan, built in Malvern. This is right-hand drive as well, so maybe it spent a lot of its life in the UK. Yeah, very nice. Definitely on familiar territory with that one. Same with the TR6. There's another glorious Mercedes over there. The old fin-tail Mercedes, a 4-door saloon. I would very happily offer that a home. That would do me just perfectly. Left-hand drive with a Club Mercedes-Benz France sticker in the windscreen. Amazing red interior. Yeah, that would do me just perfectly. And we've got an Alpha part very close to it. Yeah. What an amazing place. Who would have thought all these... Spitfire! Oh, I honestly, genuinely didn't know this was here. I'm just working my way around. But yeah, lovely. A little Triumph Spitfire Mark III. Happy memories of owning several Mark III Spitfires. That is really, really nice. Wouldn't it be perfect to have a little car like that left-hand drive and you could just bring it over to France anytime you wanted a little holiday? Yeah, very, very nice. Yeah, happy memories of owning these. Yeah, Spitfire Mark III. Another TR6 alongside in green. Got a Mustang here. Slightly later than some of the Mustangs we were looking at before. The GTCS. Not heard of that before. We've got an R129 Mercedes SL next to the XJS Cabrio. Oh, there we go. Porsche 356 is being rolled out. The 356 Coupe. That is lovely, isn't it? What a handsome machine. Harley's being useful. The Porsche Super 90, the 356 Coupe. Yes, it's only a very light car. That's the Porsche Club, Normandy. There you go, huh? Wow. Ooh, we've got a Lancia over here. Ooh, they're lining the Porsche up for a bit of photography. I'll keep out of the way. Stingray, another Morgan over here, another right-hand drive Morgan. So maybe that came from the UK. And they have a Jaguar Mark II, I believe, over there, and an Austin 7 Special with a very unusual suspension arrangement. I've never seen the front end of an Austin 7 look like that. With a gigantic transverse leaf spring. I wonder if this is like a bespoke chassis. Well, clearly that is Austin 7. This is from something else. It's got a rack and pinion steering. I'm not quite sure what the chassis is. A bit of a special. Bit of this, a little bit of that. There's the Mark II behind it, towering over it. Very nice too. Which one is it? This is the 3.8. That's the one. And another Spitty here, the Mark III. Left-hand drive, of course. That looks very, very clean indeed. I like that. Another Panther. Where are all these Panthers coming from? But yeah, the Scimitar, the SE4 Coupe. Fiberglass body, 6-cylinder Ford engine under that bonnet. But yeah, that's nice. I do like the shape of these. These were the forerunner to the Scimitar GTE, the SE5 that came later. But these have a very pronounced, a distinctive coupe shape with a notchback, whereas the Scimitar GTE was like a sporting estate, really. Very cool car, very cool indeed. Tiny little sort of, well, it's not really a seat. Yeah, the dash is nice as well, I like that. Yeah, what a great array of classic cars, including this beautiful little Spitfire with some very unusual, I've never seen wheel trims like that before. We're just standing in the back of the Chevy pickup and we get a great view of all the classic cars, including that huge line of classic MGBs built in Abingdon over many, many years. They were introduced in 1962 and produced until, what, 80 or 1981. But what a fantastic second hall of classic cars here at Paul's Classic Cars. What a treat to be able to see all these wonderful cars together in one place here in France. Outside here we have a lovely Toyota Land Cruiser. Isn't that great? That's a beautiful example. What fantastic condition that is. Over in the workshop area we have a Land Rover Series 2A mid-restoration. This one I think is 1967. So yeah, everywhere you look, interesting things. It's got a new galvanised chassis on this one. So rust won't be an issue on these. Because most of the bodywork is aluminium, but this is steel, and this is where you have to look for rust, especially down here below the door hinges. But this one will be beautiful when it's finished. But yeah, all this is aluminium panelling, so no worries about rust in there. Yeah, a very comprehensive restoration on this one. Yeah, great to see these work in progress cars as well as all the finished restored cars. It's great to see some of the cars that are being restored, and this one is going to be a beauty when it's finished. Alright, so it's lunchtime now, so I think we'll go back to the car, grab a butty. I think they're going to do the same here in the garage, and then we'll reconvene in a few minutes and just have a final chat before we head off. Yeah, what a great place. I love some of these old signs, North British Clincher tyres over there. KLG boogies, or I don't know how you pronounce that, but that is the word for spark plugs. KLG, a very famous bougie, very famous make of spark plug. Kenelm Lee Guinness is the name of the man who set up that particular company back in the UK. That's a lovely old sign, that is. Anyway, let's go and grab a sandwich now, I think. Yeah, what an interesting morning this has been. I'm just going to have another look at this little Fordson. I knew it was this one I'd seen at Bicester when I was talking just in the office before. There are photos, they have loads of photos of this at Bicester Heritage, serving its role, its new role as a catering vehicle. And I thought it must be the same one, and it turns out it is. It is exactly the same vehicle. Actually, the back doors are open now. Let's just have a quick look in here. Oh, yeah, a bit of work going on with all the catering equipment in the back. But it's fantastic to see it again. I haven't seen it, it must have been 3 or 4 years ago, perhaps, maybe a little bit more, that we saw this at one of the Bicester Scramble meetings. It's up for sale on the Paul's Classic Car website if you wish to buy a wonderful old catering vehicle. So what year was this? These were built either side of the Second World War. This is probably, I can't remember if this is with a Thames badge, if that's original, and it's early 50s, this one. Most of them seem to have the flathead Ford V8 petrol engine, but there were also diesel versions as well. But yeah, wonder if this one will make the return trip over the Channel La Manche back to the UK, or will it continue living here in France? Who knows? But isn't it great? What a lovely old van this is. There's several of these old American school buses here as well. This one clearly has been doing some tour bus work, perhaps around the Grand Canyon before coming over here. And yeah, very neat. The wind's getting up a little bit, so I hope you can still hear me. But isn't that just amazing? That must have been quite an expensive thing to ship all the way from the US of A. Right, well there we go, that was our visit to Paul's Classic Cars. We're going to head off now. Mrs OCC is probably ready to go somewhere else, so I think we better head. But what a fantastic morning we've had here, looking at all these fantastic cars. A huge thanks to everyone that works here for being so accommodating and letting us go wherever we wanted. That was really, really appreciated, so thanks very much for that. And here are just some of the fantastic cars that are here for sale today. We had to do a quick emergency stop because we spy old garage. On this end of the building we have Total Fuels and Oils advertised. On the other end of the building, the Renault sign. We just had a quick word with the proprietor. He was okay for us to come around the back here because amongst all these later French cars we have this little beauty over here, the Renault Fourvan or Fourgonette. Very, very nice little van. I do like these a lot. What a little cracker that is. I wonder if this one's still on the road. Clearly it used to be yellow at one time and it's been rattle canned black, I think. Yep. Yeah, fantastic. Some of these have like an opening flap on the back of the roof. Yeah, this one does. Let's watch the nettles. But yeah, so you can carry long objects, or you can carry your ladders poking out of the top of there. But yeah, how neat is that? Probably a 1980s one, this, I think, looking at it. The dashboard looks fairly 1980s. Isn't that just great? I love that. Holly's on a mission to record every broken down and damaged car that you can possibly spot during this trip to France, and in fact there are quite a few here. We won't go looking too much, but we'll see if we can see anything else old. Nothing much old here, just 106s and a few Peugeots over there, Citroens, 1 or 2 badly mangled cars which we don't want to look at particularly. But look at this, a Peugeot 309, a disappearing sight. Yeah. Yeah, it's not rotten. How clean is it? Even under the wheel arches. Yeah. Yeah, there's no real rust on it, is there? Just lots of mould. But yeah, definitely savable if you want a 5-door Peugeot 309. This is your place. Yeah. It's amazing what you find when you keep your eyes open driving around these wonderful parts of the world. I think the contents of the garage at OCC HQ will be in safe hands. Well folks, it's just starting to rain, but my accomplices spotted a number of older vehicles in a garage just round the corner from this building, so of course we had to stop, emergency stop, find somewhere to park. I'm just going to walk back and see if we can find them. Quite exciting. I believe there is a Peugeot 403 at the very least, so that alone is worth pulling over for, I think. I think we have found the right place. Wowzers. Yes, in their own dedicated building there's a collection of older Peugeots headed by this 1936 Peugeot 201. Hope you can see that. I'll just cover try and get rid of the reflections a little bit, kind of. Isn't that lovely? Possibly even for sale, but looks really original paint on that one. Yeah, what a beauty that is. Next to that we have a Peugeot 203. Hope you can see that. Also for sale, that's from 1952, same year as Harley's recent bicycle purchase. Isn't that great? It's a really stylish little car, that is. What a great find this is. Next to that we have a Peugeot 404 Break or Estate from 1970. Looks a lot older. There we go. But yeah, it's the Break, so it's the Estate version. Designed by Pininfarina. He who also designed the Austin Cambridge and the Morris Oxford. Very, very similar looking cars. Shame we can't really get and see properly, but you can get an idea hopefully, even though we are looking through the window. Yeah. Just a great assortment of classic Peugeots. And then over here, 1937 Peugeot 302, very distinctive cars with the headlights behind that grille. Wow, again hopefully we can just about see enough of that. What a cool looking car that is, I love that. Yeah, 1937 that one, the 10 horse or 10 chevaux, 10 chevaux Peugeot 302. Got a Colombo mobile here, a 1959 403 with some very natty wire wheels. I do like those. Yeah, again, beautiful car, 4-door saloon this one. Just, yeah, what a great assortment of cars. Apologies for the reflections, but it's kind of difficult, but those wheels are just wonderful. And on the end, a very well preserved Peugeot 205. But yeah, it's these that really catch my attention. This one from 1959. What a beauty that is, but what a fantastic lineup. This 302 is just a sensational looking car. Right, well folks, it's another day, and the next port of call on this voyage of discovery around northern France is this, the Station 70 Museum. It's not quite open, it doesn't open for another half an hour or so, but I think we have the right place. Looks like there's quite a lot of interesting stuff in there, but let's go and have a look at these gems out here. This is on the old N13 route. The new main N13 is just over the way over there. And funny enough, coincidentally, I've been saying all day, I want to see a Renault 4, I want to see a Renault 4. And I honestly did not know that this was going to be here. So it's really cool to see this. This one's got some pretty natty alloy wheels on it. I'm guessing those are off, what, a Renault 5 perhaps. But always good to see a little Renault 4. This one promoting the Station 70 Museum, or Musée. Wonder how often this one moves. Very neat little car. I do have a soft spot for these, not quite sure why, but I think they're just very neat little cars and an interesting alternative to the 2CV. Very cool to see that. Let's go have a look at the van up there. And here we go, the little fourgonette van version of the Renault 4. And this one also has the hatch in the roof for carrying lengthy objects. It's, yeah, fantastic. Ville de Saint-Pierre-Église. Left-hand drive, of course. Can we see in? I'll be surprised if the doors were open, but I won't go trying. Yeah, fantastic. Of course, we saw that little one yesterday that had been hand painted matte black. Yes, that's a pretty groovy car, but even rarer than these two Renault 4s is the car that is behind. Look, when did you last see one of these? Is this the Renault 6? I could be wrong.
Yeah, 6TL.
6TL, yes, complete with nodding chien on the back parcel shelf. The Renault 6, wow, that is properly rare car now. At least back home in the UK, there are very, very few of these around. I do love the proper mud flaps, proper factory flaps. Wonderful to find anything relating to 4CVs in here. You never know, but yeah, quite a practical car. 5-door with hatchback. Yeah, great metallic brown colour. And it doesn't look too bad. Very little rust on it. Very little rust indeed. So we approve of that one. I'll include a link at the end of this video to the touring around northern France video that we put up just about 18 months ago, late in 2022. There were some really interesting discoveries on that little trip as well. And this week we are adding to those sightings. We've seen a huge number of cars. We've only been here a few days. And it was not planned, it's just looking around, keeping your eyes open and talking to people, and that is how we've been finding these gems this week. That's a really rare sight. Let me know in the comments if you've ever owned one of these, or indeed the Renault 4s that we've just looked at. But yeah, what a treat to see this. It's made my day seeing this Renault 6. Such a rare old girl, this one. There we go, open 7 days a week, 2 PM till 7 PM. So there we go, if you're in Normandy and you fancy visiting this museum, those are the times. Look at that, and look at that tandem moped. I can see we're going to see some fantastic things in here. Just another half an hour or so until it opens. I think there's like a bit of a cafe, like a 70s themed cafe in there as well. Yeah, my kind of place. Well, here we go, first exhibit of the day, this spectacular moped tandem type arrangement thing, complete with small engine in the centre there. Oh, what a groovy thing that is.
That'll be very loud.
Yes. I'm not sure who made this. They've got a Ducellier lamp on the front, but isn't that magnifique? Wow. And see how the fuel is, the tank is built into the upper bar, the upper part of the frame. So that's really clever. Well, we're entering the museum now. I see lots and lots of memorabilia. We've swapped cameras now. We're now using the DJI because it works a little bit better in low light conditions. But look at this phenomenal Renault Juve 4. I've seen a few Renaults parked outside, and this is the Juve 4. Absolutely, look at that little estate car. Wow, isn't that just beautiful little car? That is just great. Other members of the public are arriving as well to admire this fantastic little museum. Everywhere you look, it's just great. great little things. But this Juva Catra is just sensational. What a great looking little vehicle. Very vocal behind. That is just incredible. Lots of velo, lots of bicycles. If you've been watching Harley's channel, you'll know he's a big fan of old bicycles now. But look at these pedal cars, voiture à pédale. Wow, the Renault Dauphine. There's a lot of Renault action going on here, which of course we approve of. We've been explaining that we have the 4CV, the 4 chevaux, back at home. But yeah, all these old Michelin maps as well. Oh, tin plate aeroplanes. That's the second Air France Caravelle we've seen today. We were in an antique centre earlier and there was a lovely one of those for sale. It's a Boeing 727. Scale extra toy cars, tin plate railways and lorries down there. Look at these down here as well. Aren't they fantastic? Wow. Citroen CX police car. Let's carry on around here, see what else we can see. More tin plate toy goodness over here. Some fantastic pedal cars, and look at the pedal cars over here. Look at that. Another one down here. Isn't that magnificent? This is very similar to one. This is very similar to one that we've got back at base. Let's just have one final look at the front of this lovely Renault Juva Catra estate, the brake version of the Juva Catra. A pair of Marshall lamps on the front. Beautiful looking car that is. Isn't that just fantastic? I could definitely see one of these joining the garage at OCC HQ one day. That is just amazing. Look at all these bicycles up here. Wow. Youthful assistant is admiring many of these tins. He's bought a few of these this week. And I'm sure it won't be the end of his tin buying habit. Let's go and have a look upstairs. We'll finish off downstairs a little bit later. It's probably a little bit quieter up here. So many models. Model railway layout. Toys everywhere. We've got all these little Renault 8 Gordinis and Alpines. We've got some scale extra equipment here. Wow. So many toys. Ferrari themed cabinet over there. E-Type XKE racing set by Monogram. I've never seen one of those before. Wow, look at that.
Wow.
Yeah, bonjour.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Look at these up here, little racers. Toys everywhere you look. Model kits, displays. Look at all these. Wow. Model garage. Station 70. Another fantastic Esso garage over there. Isn't that magnificent? How cool is that? Another one there for Esso. Well, if you like your toy cars and your pedal cars, this is the place to come. Look at this, another one here. Look at that. Lots of these plastic sort of vacuum vacuum formed plastic cars. There's one or two of those back at base. That looks like a van wall, albeit in red, not green. Ooh, and a Mehari.
Plastic race cars.
Some plastic pedal cars down on the floor over there. Harley seems to think I probably remember a lot of these toys when they were new.
Because they're like 60s, 70s, aren't they? So you might.
Yeah, cheeky little.
I'm sure you remember like these plastic ones, like the DS Estates.
That is very cool.
It's hardly like pre-war shoe codes.
No. There was a chance of me remembering these when they were new, I guess.
Oh, it's a 2CV pedal car. Well, I wonder if they've got a 4CV pedal car. We saw one, haven't we?
Yes.
We saw one before. It's like that. It's like
Yeah,
plastic.
that's a 2CV, isn't it? But no, let's carry on round here.
I like these single
sorts. Look at that BMW there.
That's the sort of thing you would have played with, Sean.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of toy Porsches, slot car racing sets, the Circuit 24 or 24 Heures du Mans. It's a good practice for the old French. Look at that, VW Derby. Lots of toys. Lots and lots of toys. Another wonderful garage. Many 4CVs. Well, the Esso Service Centre. That's quite a good little diorama, isn't it? Okay, let's nip back down the stairs again. Where are we? Where did we get up to? I think it was pretty much down here near the Juvacadra, and these fantastic old tins up here. Look at that mobile, that's nice.
Motor ones are smashing, aren't they? Motor and Mobile, they're stunning.
Yeah, I think you can see a lot of temptation here, young man.
I noticed the bikes, yeah, that's the thing. The CWS was the start of Slippery Slope.
Many bicycles in this fantastic museum. Look at all these tin cans.
So expensive. Just can't afford them, guys. So cool. Dad, have you seen this? What is this? It's like a wheelchair.
Sorry?
And that's like a tractor front.
What are we looking at?
This. It is a wheelchair, isn't it?
It's a wheelchair that's had this added, someone's dropped down on top.
That's pretty cool.
So it's like a wheelchair, and then it's like the front end of a tractor or something that's been dropped onto it. It is quite great.
Kind of reminds me of my pedal car, like big wheels at the back, small wheels at the front, massive shell. maybe my pedal car looks like a wheelchair.
There's some nice pedal cars here, isn't there?
Man, I love them.
How sleek is that?
Lightweight.
Yeah, indeed.
So we got the Renault.
We'll carry on down here, just have a look at the rest of these tin cans that are up on the wall here. But wow, there's some very, I like that Chemico. Castrol Z. I've never ever heard of that. I don't know where that Renault sign would look nice.
Gaat het nou helemaal achter?
Here we have an assortment of motorcycles. We've got an MZ, little two-stroke job, another one next to that. Bit of Eastern European motorcycle action, and then we have the French Motor Bacane, Honda, and then Moped Alleyway, a Mobilette. Wow, I used to have a blue one of these until only about 6 or 7 years ago. It was totally original, it was. I kind of wish I'd hung on to it, but you know. There's a little 49cc engine down there. This red one's nice. I quite like the look of that. What's that? A Hertu. Yeah, well, I'm just blown away by all the memorabilia in this little museum. How did I not know about this place before? This over here is a Velo Solex, and if you remember, we featured some advertising for an event that's coming up in just a couple of weeks' time, where 180, I think it was, of these Velo Solex engine-assisted bicycles will be competing and on display parading through the town. Isn't that just super cool? This is one of the slightly earlier ones with a swan neck. The later Velo Solexes had a sort of more square tubing on the frame. Well, this is a little bit early, probably about it's probably 1960s, but they made them long after that as well. And that is really nice, really original paint on that one as well. And BMW here, with the famous boxer engine. It's another one of those Hertus. I'm guessing that's a French make. Many lovely little compact machines over here. Really obscure makes as well. Okay. I'm guessing that's the supplying dealer for that one. Look at this amazing machine here, this three-wheeler. I'm guessing this is probably designed for maybe like on a market garden or somewhere like that, for just carrying the potted plants, or maybe on a railway station possibly for carrying the suitcases around on. What an incredible machine this is. So you've got pedal at the front, the steering here, saddle. It's really, really groovy. Is there a maker's plaque on it? It would appear so. A Cycle Auto, no less. There we go. Yeah. So got some sort of gear arrangement over here as well. What a fantastic thing. We do like obscure things like that, we approve. And this is some sort of invalid carriage operated by hand pedals. So yeah, that's really something as well. What a fantastic little museum. We've got a Moto, is this a Moto Comfort? Yes, Moto Comfort, there we go. Many mopeds. Little scooters there, little push scooters, children's push scooters. Oh, Renault sign, the Regi National. More barn find bicycles up in the heavens. But look at all these. Wow, I wish I could identify all these, but incredible. Got Peugeot, the 102. Oh, I love this place. Look at this. What's that? I can't even see what that is. Wheel Energol oil. Incredible signs. Simca. Look at that. Look at that one. Hotchkiss. Wow, look at that. That is a really beautiful sign.
Everything's nice, like the Vigo.
Have you seen that one, Hal?
Which one?
The Hotchkiss.
Yes, that's pretty nice, isn't it?
Yes, with the cannons I think the company started out making cannons before they started with cars.
Have you seen the Peugeot one there? That's sort of 1900 or so, isn't it?
AC Bougie.
À gauche.
What are we looking at? Oh, gosh, left.
Yeah, the Peugeot one. That's a rare.
Oh, that is nice, isn't it? Early Ford, Opel, Michelin. Nice pump, isn't it? Look at that. That's quite an unusual pump. We approve of that.
Yeah, the Peugeot one's pretty still.
Peugeot, yeah, that is very early, isn't it? What's that, 20s?
Or earlier.
It could be, couldn't
I
it?
can't see any of those.
No.
I love all these bikes, some of them are really nice.
Oh, the bikes.
That one's really tasty.
Yes, you've got a bit of a thing for bicycles now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yes. Check out Harley's channel for his recent CWS bicycle acquisition, 1952.
Did you see the bracket with the oil can on it?
I didn't actually know.
Nah, I'll go and have a look at it because I want one. It will fit well.
More children's toy action over here. So where's this bracket? Oh, that!
Yeah,
oh,
yeah.
wow.
That's really
Oh,
cool,
I see what you mean. That is neat, isn't it? Perfect for carrying your tin of oil. Wow. So presumably that's a two-stroke oil can. Oil for something, the cylinders. Look at all these old parts lists. The local Citroen sign, we are just down the road from this town here. Slippery roads ahead. Definitely a fantastic place, isn't it?
It's kind of like our sheds, isn't it?
Well, we're going into the next building now. Wow, automobile, Peugeot. We have a Peugeot 404 pickup.
I said small, but
Wow, look at that. Isn't that great?
we've got a bit of a garage scene going on there.
Last time we saw these, we were actually in Portugal, and we saw you'd still see quite a few of these still in use. Whether that's still the case now, a few years down the road, but certainly back then, about 15 years ago, you'd still see quite a few of these just tucked away and parked on the side of the road, still serving their original purpose.
This reminds me a lot of my shed.
Yes, this
Like,
is what
all the stuff is lovely.
Yeah,
Like, look
this
at that
is what
wheel
your-
tin over there next to the Esso one.
this is what your shed would look like, isn't it? If
In
you
a few years, maybe.
yeah, in a few years.
I love how they're just like scattered around. Like,
see if
there's
we
little
can-
lovely tins just like hidden away like that.
Yeah, lots of.
Really nice as well.
See if we can sneak round here. I'm not sure if we're meant to be around here, but that's really nice because these can get quite rusty down the back. It's all steel bodywork on the back, but this one looks to be in very fine shape. Oh, and look at that! The front of it,
This looks to be a nice
the front of a
original
Juvacatra down there.
Oh yeah, Juvacatra front.
Yes, that look nice on the wall.
Juvacatra.
Yeah, I like Juvacatras.
And then you got
Look at these here.
tins back there. I actually really like
God, look back there. I can't get through there, but wow, look at all these cans. This is clearly someone's collection, assembled over many years. Was that one of those cans that that gentleman gave you, Alex?
Mine is a slightly later version of that.
Yeah.
There was actually one. No, there was actually an Anton early graphite that was identical to
Oh wow.
Alex's one. But yeah, look at that
Steering
tin
wheels up there.
over there. That thing's gorgeous.
How about the Ben oil?
Which was that's pretty special as well, isn't it?
The suspension oil. Yeah, that one there. Wheel.
Yeah, that's the one I was pointing at.
That Burlier.
I'm not sure, but it's pretty special, isn't it?
It is.
But I like how it's not like on like a plinth. It's like all like hidden away, like it's
Yeah,
actually
it's
like a garage.
Yeah, all higgledy-piggledy.
Yeah, it's literally just like us. It's maybe a bit more higgledy-piggledy.
Oh, this is really a treat, this place.
I want that lamp.
You want a lamp?
Actually, no. Would it be too much to have 2 lamps on the front?
I don't see why not.
Yeah, you could have this lamp on the mudguard, and then because it's got a lamp on there on the CWS.
Look at that place. Look at all those KLG cans.
Yes,
You
I bought one
spotted
of those
those.
earlier today.
You did buy one
I
of
could
those,
have
didn't
bought
you?
3 of them. But
Yes.
I didn't. Because we're getting a bit low in euros, I think.
Who bought?
Um,
Ooh, Solex carburetor parts.
I gave the money.
Did you?
Your money. That's so good. That's nice.
It is nice, isn't it?
See, that's only like a French shape of tin, so if I wanted that bracket, it'd have to be a French tin like that, which is pretty rare, especially in the UK.
There we go. AC bougies.
What's that? Oh, AC spark plugs, yeah.
The bougie tin, the box.
So many cool bikes there. It's like a really cool old garage.
Yeah, what
There's
a
this
great
room here,
garage.
slowly
I'm
back
blocking. Oh yes. Oh,
into- More
Velo.
Solexes in there.
Velo, Solex and Motor Bacane over there. Very similar
So how many
looking.
tins are here? There's like 1,000.
Let's go and have a look at these tins.
They're everywhere.
Wow.
They're just hidden away. Like there's so many nice tins like just down there, just like hidden away like an actual like garage.
Wow, this is a home to many, many Velo Solexes. Look at all these. Wow.
Look at that. There's just these lovely tins there. They're just beautiful things, but they're just there. Like, look how nice that is. Yeah, and that's all cycles, race, age-ons. So many Velo Solexes, they're really good.
What an incredible shed this is.
I just one good fan vault as well, actually, Hutchinson.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. This is such a cool place.
It's a very cool place, yeah.
The man on the 404.
Okay, another shed, and this has a bit of a competition theme to it, I suspect. Ooh, more pedal cars. Not quite sure what that is. Is that part of a pedal car? Or some sort of jet ski type? I'm not sure. You could get lost in this place for hours and hours. Something here in the JPS livery, the John Player Special livery. That was a common sight on Formula 1 cars, Lotus Formula 1 cars in the 1970s and through into the 1980s, the Lotus 72, the 78, etc. I'm not entirely sure what this is. It's done up in the Gulf livery, similar to that used on like the GT40s, but quite what car this is, with its, has it got gull wing doors? Not entirely sure. It reminds me a little bit of the Nova, which was a VW based kit car, but the whole roof lifted up on those, so quite what we're looking at there, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, we've got motorcycles, of course, McLaren, Mercedes, Honda here, Yamaha, Motor Bacane, the French Motor Bacane here. Just so much to see. Racing silverware up there. Let me know in the comments what you think of this particular museum, and indeed all the old cars and motorcycles and bicycles that we've seen this week. Like I said, we've only been here a few days and we've already stumbled across all this just by, well, a lot of it is word of mouth and having a quick look on Google, etc. the evening before. Yeah, how fantastic is that? More tins in this. It's like a greenhouse which I think is being used as a workshop. I think that's my guess. We are now in the 1970s themed cafe. Lots and lots of motorcycle related memorabilia and books in here. There's that 404 pickup. So it was used as a support, a race support vehicle for towing that bike that we saw as well. So that's pretty cool. Look at this racing Motor Bacane up here. Isn't that just wonderful? Yeah, there's that 404. And then there's that red bike that we saw.
Oh yeah, the little racing,
Yeah. What a great little place this is. It's a retro 70s bar, cafe, restaurant, bar, etc. We've got a phone book here. Who remembers phone books? Or the Département of France. So where are we? We're in the marsh. The Manche up there. Yeah. What a great place. Look at the television in the corner there. Bayek. And then the places we go. There's the outdoor seating area. And a fine advertisement here for Peugeot mopeds. What a cool place this is. Even the ticket office. There's this wonderful little aluminium, is it? Trailer? Is it aluminium or is it fiberglass? Not quite sure, but it's got a lovely old number plate on it, I know that much. Isn't that just great? So this is where we are. The Musée de la N13. That is where we are today.
You've got one of these Renault 5s.
Hmm?
You've got one of those, haven't you?
Yeah, there's one of those. Is it Baraga?
Probably, yeah. Yeah.
Baraga, isn't it?
Mondial oil is pretty cool.
We've seen the red X at the back there, huh?
Yeah, it's perfect as well. I like the Mondial oil, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, great stuff, isn't it? Right, we're back on the regular camera now because this one has got a good zoom on it, so we can have a proper look at some of these incredible little cars, including the little Tom car there. Oh, mad is that? And what's the one next to it? Is that also a Tom car? It's fading a little bit in the sun. Well, yeah, get yourself over to Station 70 Museum, which is on the old N13, because it's well worth a visit here. Thank you so much to the gentlemen that run this particular museum for letting us walk around and film it all. And hopefully you guys and girls watching this particular video are enjoying this as much as we are. And look at all these more mopeds. By gum. Fantastic. Yeah, it's like some sort of display vehicle, isn't it? Mobile display vehicle, or...
Have you seen that larder thing?
Oh yeah, I'll have a look at that in a minute.
Look at the larder.
That's just...
It's just like, what is that?
Wow.
Dad is quite taken aback by
What a machine.
whatever this is.
What a
So what's this, Dad?
machine.
The beige one.
It's a Renault 9, isn't it?
Renault 9.
Looks like a Renault 9. I videoed one of these in our last French video. We screeched to a halt because we spotted one of these in a car park. We went back and we took some footage of it.
Okay.
I'll include a link to that video at the end of this one, so please check that one out if you haven't already seen it, because yeah, there were some fantastic cars we found in that one too. Oh, Peugeot 504 rally car, complete with 4 CBA lamps on the front as well, but that looks pretty groovy. I've always liked the shape of these. Looks like there's some goodies in the undergrowth over there. If only we could go and have a look over there as well. Yeah, nice to see this little Renault 9 here. And Mrs. OCC is feeling slightly dewy-eyed with nostalgia because her very first car was one of these, the Talbot Horizon. Most notable perhaps for the very rattling engine that they had as standard. These and the Talbot Alpine hatchbacks, for some reason they were really vocal when they were running. And in fact, when they stopped rattling, that is when you usually had to worry. But it's great to see this one preserved here. I don't remember the British market ones having these chrome bumpers on the front. But let me know in the comments if I'm just misthinking these things. Anyway, let's carry on along here, and we have the Peugeot 305 Saloon. Again, is this a GL, is it? Yeah, GR, right, I see. But yeah, it's looking a little bit mossy, but not bad looking cars, yeah, not fussy. Yeah, the 504s have got really nice lines to them, I think. I think this is a Peugeot, is it? Is this a Peugeot J7 or something? I can't remember. Another Peugeot 504 behind that. Yeah, I've always liked the lines of these. I've always thought they're a nice looking car. I like the way the boot lid tails away, it sort of tapers away at the back. It's probably not very practical, but it looks nice, which is of course the main thing. But yeah, it's sort of, the way it sort of drops down is probably not the best use of space, but it just gives it a bit of extra flair, I think. This one is serving out its retirement here, the museum, this fantastic little museum. Over the way there we see A Renault 18, I believe, and an assortment of historic caravans there, awaiting preservation perhaps. And talking of caravans, how about this nifty little number over here? And what about this fantastic articulated Renault, what is it? A Super Gallion SG4. Well, that's a rare old girl with this huge articulated trailer on the back. I wonder what the history is with this. Very, very interesting. Aluminium bodywork. Look at that. What a great old thing that is. I wonder what the story is with this. Where's it been all its life? What was it used for? That is just incredible. Something gives me the feeling this has probably been here a little while. Needs a little bit of TLC now. A rare thing. Yeah. I wonder if these were made for a specific purpose. I'm not quite sure. Certainly a pretty amazing rig. We appear to have a drag car here of some description. It is in fact pedal powered. Here's a car, the remains of a car that was used in a super rodeo, or I'm not sure, is that banger racing, or is it some sort of like rodeo stunt team perhaps? You can see it's clearly got some history to it. I'm not quite sure what, but it's clearly lived. It's clearly lived a life, this one, isn't it? Yeah, so what is it, a Fiat 124, or is it the Lada equivalent? I'm not entirely sure. It's pretty bashed about, isn't it? Yeah.
I don't see that.
Yeah. That's I don't think that'll be driving off anywhere, will it? Is it? There's an engine in there. Can we see what it is? Is it Fiat or is it Lada? Answers on a postcard. I can't quite see. Either way, I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. Something sport.
Banger racing livery.
Very much so. And the radiator in the back here.
Door might be usable.
It's a bit safer being back there than in the front of the car, that's for sure. Yeah, you can knock that out, couldn't you? Do you think the windows still wind up and down?
Clearly.
Yeah, you got the chain, the pulley, the cable, and the winding gubbins down there.
You might be able to use the tyre valve cover.
Oh yeah, the valve cover will still work again. Maybe the wheels would go again, although they've had a bit of a ding. But yeah, no, I don't think this one's going. I don't think this one's going anywhere ever again. Answers on a postcard for this motorcycle, please. Harley is guessing Francis Barnett. I'm not entirely sure myself. A Gitane.
No, it's just a plaque on the front.
Oh,
so I thought it was
Gitane. Oh right, no.
Makes sense with French, I suppose.
Answers on a postcard, please.
Gitane. 50cc, isn't it?
Yeah, something. Yeah. Is that a Mark III Zodiac? Well, there we go. That concludes our visit to this wonderful little museum. I highly recommend visiting this if you find yourself just off the main N13. This is the old N13 that we're on here. What a fantastic place to while away a few hours. Just loads of old stuff, and we do like these sort of enthusiast run museums. They are just so interesting. There's just stuff everywhere, and yeah, everywhere you look, just really interesting, unusual things. Anyway, let's get back on the road, but not on this.
Find yourself in Normandy,
Even the toilets are interesting here. Look at all these pedal cars.
Dad, why are you filming the toilet?
Why not?
Oh, I know, my camera battery ran.
We have found a military themed roadside eatery. And look at this GMC. Wow, isn't that just incredible? The American Red Cross Clubmobile. Oh, they obviously knew I was coming. Look at that. Personalised truck. Oh, yeah. That is pretty groovy. What a very amazing looking GMC. While over here is a magnificent Citroen of the 1930s. Presumably outside a wine retailer, wine outlet. Isn't that just a beauty? What a fantastic setup. We've got some oldie worldy looking shop frontages here, a bar, restaurant. Is it open? I'm not actually entirely sure that these places are open yet. And look at this, the garage Citroen. Wow, there is so much car related memorabilia and sights to see in this part of the world. Is it like this across all of France? Who knows? Let me know in the comments. If we visit other parts of France, mid-France, the west of France, southern France, are we going to see things like this everywhere we go? I don't know, but isn't that just great? Garage Citroën, the original Citroen agency sign there. Very, very nice. That's so well done. And the old style petrol pump, pour the gasoline. It's wired closed, but we can just have a peer inside at the mechanism. Perhaps is the camera going to pick that up? There we go. Doesn't that look brilliant? If that wasn't enough excitement, over here we have Dodges, wartime Dodges. I have seen leaflets advertising tours that you can take in vehicles just like this around all the D-Day landing beaches. Perhaps that's what these are here for. Incredible. Complete with all the spades, pickaxe heads, jerry cans. Great to see. All these old preserved Dodges here in northern France. What a cool place. We were just driving along. This is the old N13. There's another one. And this is the old Route Nationale 13 before the new dual carriageway was installed in more recent times. But this is on the side of the old road. Yeah. What a fantastic place. Just another random roadside sighting, so we had to call in really, didn't we? What a great place. Please give the video a like, leave a comment and subscribe if you aren't already, because that'll really help the old classic car channel. And if you like this kind of thing, please let me know in the comments and we'll try and do more videos like this in future. But yeah, we're having a great time. We are momentarily lost and we ended up cutting through a road that we weren't going to go along, but I'm glad we did, because 2CV, and wow, I know someone who hopefully is watching this video, because I'm sure he will approve of this. The world's thinnest tyres on the back of this gloriously original ripple bonnet Citroen 2CV. Isn't that just incredible? That is just the kind of thing I was hoping we would spot. Isn't that just perfect? All the original paint. The detail is just... Single wiper on this one. So original. Look at that. Isn't that just incredible? Quite an early one. The early ones didn't have the little extra window in the back corner here. Wouldn't that be just perfect for pottering down the little French lanes? So what year is that one then? Answers on the postcard again, please. Oh. That is just great. While we were out and about today, we found more gems. So what have we got, Hal? What did you buy today? We went. Oh yes, because we went to a little brocante. We saw a sign for a little brocante, or like reclamation antique centre. This gentleman ran, and there was all sorts. There were some fantastic tin plate toys which I had to resist, but Harley is well, he didn't escape entirely. He bought this wonderful mobile oil, complete with original cap, so we like that kind of thing. So mobile oil can there, very, very nice too. And even more exciting is this KLG spark plug tin. KLG, indeed. He beat me to this one.
You keep saying that. Those three of them.
Yeah, there were three, but this was, there were three of them there, but this was by far the best one. KLG, Canelm, Lee Guinness. We saw a sign for that only, was it yesterday, at the Pulse Classic Cars? Yeah, what a treat. But this brocante, there were some phenomenal tinplate toys in there. I was so tempted, but my wallet said otherwise, so we had to leave. But yeah, Harley got this and the mobile oil to go with his increasing collection of old tins. So my slightly rusty Air France 707 probably won't fit in here now. Anyway, what a fantastic day we've had. So many things seen. What will we see tomorrow? Who knows? Well, there is the old Honda Accord at rest. It has certainly earned a rest today. So many stop-starts, U-turns, turnarounds, emergency brakings whenever we've spotted something as we've been driving along. So yeah, it's definitely earned a little rest today. Well folks, it's another day and another day of driving around interesting small villages and towns, and while we are doing so, we are always keeping an eye out for interesting old cars. We've had to make an emergency stop because just round here, near this little roundabout, what do we see over there? Well, just been having a chat with the owner of this magnificent old Peugeot with a unique body, unique carrosserie, and isn't that just fantastic? That is just incredible. Peugeot 403 from the 1950s. That is lovely. Wonder if it's still on the road. I might have to ask him. I'm not sure, I didn't quite catch it. I think it was either 53 or 57. Yeah, what a great spot just on the side of the road here. I'm not sure if it's still in use. It's not mouldy, but yeah, isn't that great? Just a lovely little truck. So this body's been built specially for it. Is it like a camper van, or can't quite see inside? It's very dark.
Manta just went past.
It's just like a it's just like a van inside. Sorry.
Manta just went past.
A Manta.
That tiny little bit.
Did you get? Oh, I see. Oh, well spotted. Well, no, this Peugeot is. I really like this.
Is the back modern, is it?
No, it's just built specially for it. I mean, you can see by the shape of the rear mudguards, the wings, that it's all correct, isn't it? No, that is fantastic. What a great spot. I love the badges on the front of these. These are just superb. Harley's just spotted there's a Chevrolet pickup over there. Right, so let's go and see if we can find that Chevrolet just peeking just under the tree over there. It doesn't look like we can get in, but from here we can see that it's a half-ton Chevy 3100 with jerry can on the back.
Mid-50s 3100, didn't it?
Yeah, sort of early 50s. Yeah. Looks to be in really nice condition, very dark blue, and that's the kind of colour that our old little Dodge, the pickup that we've got at home, that started out a very dark blue like that. That's quite a nice one with a 5-window cab as well, so that's quite desirable. But yeah, great spot. Wonder what it's doing there. Shame we can't get in, but there's a gate closed just over there, so I don't think we're going to be able to get in to have a closer look. Just see the front of it a little bit there with the sun visor, the old Fordson style sun visor. Quite a nice rare accessory. I think that's about as much as we're going to see of that one, but yeah, great spot. What prey has the youthful assistant spotted now? Another Renault 4, this a Savane limited edition. We have passed one or two of these down various side roads. We haven't stopped to film them all, but this is just such an unusual colour actually, this one, so I thought, well, we'll have to make an exception for this one. There's a little bateau alongside, but no, it's the car we're interested in. The Renault 4 GTL complete with tow bar. Very bonny little car. We've seen cars and vans already on this mini break, but I think this is the first time I've seen a Savane limited edition. I don't quite know what that means, but yeah, isn't that a Bobby Dazzler? Yeah. Ooh, look at the Citroen Meharis, no less. We find ourselves walking along just any old pavement, and there's that Citroen Meharis just parked over there. But look at this fairly unusual looking Mercedes van. It's not something we've ever seen back at home, one of these. Oh, that's very, very square. From a distance we thought maybe it was a VW, but it's a van that's been converted into a camper. So I'm going to have a bit of a closer look, I think. It'd be rude not to have a look round the back as well. Mercedes MB 100D, no less. Certainly quite an angular little number, but it's got a certain charm somehow. So what age is this? Late 80s, that kind of thing? Don't really know. French registered. Maybe here on holiday, but yeah, definitely an unusual sight. We are in Le Carteret. And that looks to be the old railway station over the back there, which is a pretty fine looking building in its own right. And here is that little Citroen Meharis. Wowzers, that's immaculate. It was only a couple of days ago we saw that bright green example. So these are based on the 2CV, all steel bodywork. Yeah, so it's a bit like a mini moke really, but Citroen rather than mini based. Pretty cool car in their own way. Our first H-van of the trip.
What is that camber?
I'm not sure if there is an active heritage railway here or just the remains of an old railway. Quite a few carriages here. They look to be in pretty good condition, so someone's looking after them. A spot of bulls taking place over here as well. Over here an immaculate bright red Peugeot 205 GTI, the 1.9 car, looking really, really fetching and red. It's really cool to see this 205 GTI. We see quite a few Peugeot 205s still in regular use, which is quite heartwarming after what, nearly 40 years of age. But yeah, nice to see a sporty one from time to time, and this one is immaculate in bright red, the 1.9 with the bigger diameter wheels. Yeah, just all in all a really tasty looking example of what is an increasingly rare version of a once very popular car. Another lovely 2CV spotted. This is one we spotted in the distance just a few minutes ago from over there at the quayside, so we thought we'll have to come and have a closer look. Had a quick chat to the owner in Franglais. He's also got a 65 Ford Mustang. Clearly a happy couple are celebrating their nuptials. Just married in this very patriotically coloured 2CV6. How cool is that? And look on the back here. Simply had to include this one. Look at that. Vive les mariés. Is this a limited edition unique to France? I wonder, the 2CV Cocorico. Either way, what a bonny looking 2CV we have there on this glorious day. What a fantastic day, fantastic weather, and indeed, yeah, Cocorico. Well, just driving along this main road, what do we see for sale here? It is a Polski Fiat 125. This is the Polish-built version of the Fiat 125, which is a bigger version of the 124, if memory serves. How much is that? €1,500. So what is that, about £1,300, something like that? It seems to be very... seems to be sat very high up in the air, so I'm wondering, is there a motor in it or not? There's a block of wood under it, but I don't think this was something grippe motor turn. It says the engine, yeah, could be. It says turn, so whether the engine actually turns or not, who knows. I mean, yeah, it looks a bit rusty under the wheel arches. The rest of it, the upper body doesn't look too bad actually. And look at that behind, the Citroen DS. I was only saying to Harley the other day, will we see any DS's? Because you don't tend to come across them all that often. But there we have one, sat down on its suspension. Yeah. How cool is that? What a great pair. I think, to be honest, I'd be more interested in the DS than the Polski Fiat, but it certainly is a rare sight. Which of these two would you take on? The 125 or the DS, which actually looks pretty solid. It doesn't look like it moves very often, but it doesn't look too rusty, at least from here. One thing I've just noticed with the DS, below the front bumpers, there's like a perspex, clear perspex cowling with extra driving lights in. Was that an optional extra on these? I've never seen that before. Very noisy tractor, but yeah, if you look below the headlights, those extra lights up behind those clear perspex cowls, I've never noticed that before on a DS. What's the story with that, I wonder? original Renault Espaces over there. Somehow we find ourselves in a gigantic market that has taken over this particular high street on a Sunday morning. We are in Grandville, which is somewhere near the coast, I believe. And we saw signs saying the road was shut. We weren't sure why, and this is why. A gigantic market. So we're having a bit of a route round to see if we can find anything interesting. And already we have found this lovely little metal 2CV van or fourgonette. So for €2, I was hardly going to leave that behind, was I? What a great little thing. Oh mon Dieu. Well, they had to be bought, I'm afraid. So we've got Fina 2-stroke mix.
€5 each.
€5 each.
I mean, that's a little bit, but I mean...
It's a good one, that, isn't it? That's a very good one.
That's sort of 50s, isn't it? It's quite early, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you can have one of the Finas.
That's very good of you.
No, I found them first. So
I paid for them.
yeah, but I'll pay when we get back.
Well, folks, we are in a random town somewhere in France, but what do we see hidden away within this Renault showroom? It is a Sunday, so nowhere is open. But can we see that? The first 4CV of our trip. The first one found. Nice left-hand drive, of course, as you'd expect. It's nice early one with the proper old-style wheels on as well, just like ours sat at home. Oh, great to see that. And there's also a little Renault 5 alongside that, but yeah, great to see one of the little rear-engine 4CVs at last. We've seen quite a few 2CVs,
Different dash as
but
well.
yeah, different dash, but that's the first 4CV. Through this window, can we see through there? There we go. Super. Looks in quite nice condition as well. Not perfect, but just very, very nice. Let's see if we can get a look at the front. Oh, there we go. Looks like it's been... Can we get a bit of shadow on that? Shade on that? There we go. The Auto Retro Festival in 2022. It would seem whenever a Renault 4 reaches the end of its working life, it gets put in a field advertising something. And this one appears to be advertising a strawberry farm, perhaps. Not entirely sure, is that a strawberry or an apple, but either way it is a particularly rusty Renault 4 van. And well, I don't think there's any more kilometres ahead for this particular example, but great to see it living its life, doing something useful in its retirement. Yeah, this tin worm has certainly got to that one a bit. Both around the front, around the sills, in particular in the gutter area. Someone was giving me a toot there, so bonjour to them. But yeah, another Renault 4 van at rest. Is that something in the corner of a field? There's a Renault 11 over there. We're parked just over there. I've just seen something else over in a field. Let me just go and have a look. I hadn't spotted that. Can we get across? Yep. Let's just dash across. Because there's something over here. There's a Renault 11, a little hatchback. What is that in the undergrowth? What do we think that is? What is that there? What do I spy there? Not quite angular lines, is it? I'm not sure it's big enough for a Peugeot 404, but it could be. Or is it a little Simca? Well, we are outside another Renault garage, and what do we see in this showroom? Wow, it's a bit hard to see with the sunlight playing on the window, but we have a Renault 4 plein air. There's a Fiat 500 for some reason, but what really catches my eye, I hope this is focusing, I don't think it is. We have a Renault Juva 4 van with a Renault 8 alongside that, but look at that super little van. done up in the livery of the garage that we're at. That is just fantastic. I hope that's coming out okay, because it's pretty tricky with the reflections. It's a very bright day today. Yeah, what a treat to see these lovely old preserved vehicles taking up what must be valuable space, storage space within these swanky new showrooms. But it's just quite heartwarming to see so many modern car garages embracing the history of the cars that have gone before, hence the lineup of these Renaults. But yeah, quite how a Fiat 500 made it into here, I'm not entirely sure. Certainly quite groovy, this little Renault 4 plein air, and I imagine quite a rare car. We've seen some Citroen Meharis already this week. I've heard of a plein air, but I'm not sure if I've ever seen one. Really, really interesting car, that one. Just down the road from that Renault van that I've just spotted in the field a few minutes ago. Well, we are back at base at the end of another long, exciting day. I'm just about to put my Rima tip-top moped puncture repair outfit in with Harley's vast collection of tins. They're wrapped up now. There are two Fina 2-stroke oil cans in there. One of them almost didn't leak while we were driving along, so that was good. And I've had a quick cursory clean of the Air France 707. I think the condition is such that that will be relegated to being hung up in the garage. The 2CV van there, that'll go up in the office somewhere, and this will go with, I'm sure I've got a couple of car repair kits from the same manufacturer tucked away in the garage, so this will probably go with them. But yeah, almost a leak-free run home with lots and lots of oil cans. Well, good morning folks, it's another day and I can see a Mini just abandoned over there, but what I really stopped to have a look at is this ex-wartime Dodge. What an incredible vehicle that is. This is a great example of former military vehicles that have been repurposed following the war. Looks like it's for sale. It says à vendre, €2,500. Just like
a converted wartime Dodge.
Yeah, so just like Big Dodge at home, it found a new life following the Second World War. This one has clearly got the original military front end on it, and then it's been rebodied as a van from the scuttle backwards, so it's quite an unusual, well, it's probably a unique vehicle. So how cool is that? À vendre. Wow, that is quite neat, and this is just at the side of the road here in a little town in France somewhere. That's incredible. Now, I'm not entirely convinced there's an engine in there. I can't really see from here, we can't get in for a closer look. What a great old relic from the Second World War that is. Let's go and have a look around the back. I'll try not to fall down this gully just next to us. It's a shame we can't get in. So what use could we put that to? Maybe it'd make a great motorcycle transporter, I would have thought. You may even get a little 500cc racer in the back of that, put some ramps on it, and that's just the kind of vehicle that would have been used after the Second World War for carrying a little racing car to one of the early post-war meetings. But either way, it definitely wants saving, and it doesn't look, from here, it doesn't look too bad. A bit of surface rust, but overall it's not too shabby at all. Let's go and have another look around the front. I like how it's still got the sticker on the front scuttle there for the, presumably that sort of weights and dimensions of the vehicle as it is. Oh yeah, you'd fit in an engine somewhere for it. It's only a 6-cylinder
that
side
could be
valve.
really cool actually, like all new engine and gearbox and stuff. But like the outside looks like that.
Yeah, it's still got the military tow hooks on the front.
That's safe with that.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all really. What a great bit of yard art that is.
It's like really thick metal in this.
In this shop window here in sunny Bayeux, we have the cockpit section of, well, what is that? I'm not entirely sure. Hawker Hunter, Gloucester Meteor. Let's go with Meteor. Does it say? No. It doesn't actually say what it is, but it might do inside. Who knows? No, scratch that. It's neither of the planes I was thinking of. It could even be a MiG or something like that with the intake on the front. Well, while we wait for the coffee to come, I'm just pondering what that aircraft may have been in that shop window. Possibly a Dassault Mystère. Sort of clutching at straws a little bit, but that's certainly one possibility, I think. We have a 2CV hire business over here. This grey one's for sale, quite an early one, ripple bonnet as well. How cool is that? Looks like the orange one's going away for hire, but this one is for sale. Oh, a fantastic interior.
Huh?
1956. There's a lovely one here. A great little Renault 4. We are at Omaha Beach, just over the way there. What year is this? 1980s at some point, maybe. It's got a little Model 1 on top of the dashboard. Very clean example. Well folks, we are back in Vologna, last day here, and what do we spy? A magnificent Dodge 6, and over here we'll have a look at this one first, an MGTA of about 1936, both British registered. We saw those Wolseleys, the Wolsey Hornet register cars driving through the centre of the town. I didn't have this camera on me, just my phones, hence just photographs of them as they came through, but at least I managed to grab something on the phone of all the Wolseleys. But this MG is just a real beauty. Oh nice, I was so unexpected to see these two British registered cars here. You can always tell the TAs because a slightly narrower body tub compared to the post-war TCs. The pre-war cars have 3 strips on the running board here. The post-war TC, which is just a little bit wider, they just have 2 strips on there. That's one of the giveaways. But isn't that just lovely? So both these cars are also here as part of the Wolseley Hornet register gathering. Isn't that lovely? Perfect weather for it as well. Absolutely glorious, but just great to see these fantastic cars here today. And this Dodge dates to 1928. If you've been watching the channel for a little while, you'll know that we had a Dodge 4 of 1924 until just a couple of years ago, and this is a slightly younger 6-cylinder version of the same car. But how cool is that? And this one gets used a lot for VSCC trialling apparently. Bit of a leaflet bomb there. Wow. Nice big torquey old 6-cylinder engine in this. Isn't that just glorious? Again, wooden wheels just like we had. This has got brakes on the front, unlike ours. Yeah, it's a lovely user, this one, isn't it? What a lovely car that is. Well folks, there we go. Tomorrow afternoon we head back northwards in the direction of Cherbourg and home. So I think probably in terms of recording clips for this particular video, I think we will be pretty much done. Anything else that we spot tomorrow morning before we get to the docks, I'll just add on, I'll tack it on to the end of this. So thank you so much for watching this little video of our trip around northern France in 2024. We had some fantastic sights. That incredible Dodge only earlier today, how cool was that? Quite a lot of 2CVs, that Renault 6 outside the museum over on the old N13, that was a bit of a gem as well. So thank you so much for this one, and yeah, many more videos along very soon, so don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of thing, and yeah, more videos along very soon. So bye for now. We are in Barfleur and we spotted this glorious Triumph TR4A. That's a sight we see back home fairly regularly, but not a left-hand drive French registered example. Very nice too. Soft top loosely back up in place. Not quite sure. Anyway, I think we'll have to go because I'm being tooted by the boss. But yeah.